Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dario here with another Options and Play video update. So, it was already supposed to be a little bit slower of a scheduled earnings week. Um, just that time of the quarter where things definitely thin out a bit. One of the big names that was supposed to be this upcoming week was FedEx, but obviously, if you've been following the overnight news, you know that they've already come out and warned and pre-release. So that definitely removes one of like the big names of the week. There are still a couple names that could and should move, and you do have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, so that'll be a huge event. But in terms of earnings, it's definitely a little bit quieter, right? So before the open on Monday, AutoZone about 115 points. I say about because I mean, the bid ask spread is about $10 wide on these contracts, so it's just not much volume, very illiquid. I mean, the stock is doesn't do a lot of volume. The stock is very illiquid, so I haven't been trading it. Just it seems like a real challenge to get filled on options. So um, I mean, it could move AAP or O'Reilly, but it's just not a group I've been focused on. After the close on Monday, nothing scheduled. It's really nothing of interest before the open on Tuesday. After the close on Tuesday, um, two smaller names. ACB Cannabis stock, about 21 cents is what's priced in. The earnings have just not been good in this group for a long time, so something's going to need to change. Expectations are really low, and I'll probably be watching it after the report, but I don't think I'm going to be opening any options for earnings because it's just been a tough trade being long cannabis stocks and or around earnings. Um, Stitch Fix, another name that's really been beaten up. About $1 is what's priced in. Used to be a good name. I mean, used to be a really big mover, very consistent too, but it's just not so much anymore. And I mean, with the $5 stock now, chart looks awful, so I don't think it's gonna be a focus. Before the open on Wednesday, General Mills, about 5 points is what's expected, but those are October monthly options. Um, you know, it feels like some staples have been more volatile this quarter, just not consistent across the group. Last quarter was okay for General Mills, but I don't really have much of a read on it. It might be something to look at post earnings though, if there's like a decent setup. Before the open on Wednesday, two home builders. So KBH, which is priced in 375. Those are October monthly options, and then Lennar, which is priced in 5 points. So um, pretty similar charts. Not exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. Um, I haven't traded the home builders in a long time. So I guess personally I'm just more interested to see what they have to say because it could impact real estate related stocks. So like Home Depot, Lowe's, Zillow. I feel like those could move depending on what the commentary is from these two home builders. Plus, you also have sympathy plays if you want to look at say like Pulte, PHM, or Toll Brothers, TOL, because you have two home builders report, and then there's a few others that don't. So it could be some sympathy moves on those. For the open on Thursday, Darden, so restaurant stock, about $12 is what's expected, but those are also October monthly options. There's a lot of time value there. So Starbucks got a big boost this week on their investor day. Maybe that gives some more attention to restaurant stocks in the near term. Maybe. Darden's right at the top of you can scroll out, so you can see right at the top of like this long like downtrend. So it's kind of an interesting setup if they can deliver because I mean it could have like a pretty nice breakout after just kind of hovering below the top of that downtrend. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to be involved, but it sometimes can move a good amount, and this is one of the more interesting setups on it in a while. So actually, it seems like more of like a risk skewed to the upside type setup. Manchester United. So about $1.75 is what's priced in. Those are October options as well. There's been speculation about M&A on Man U, so that's the biggest thing to watch for. If it's just earnings and revenues, I mean, I don't know if it's going to move a lot, but if they update it on their, whether or not they're up for sale or maybe in the process of a sale or not commenting, right? I mean, that could move the stock, but just EPS and revenues, I don't know. Seems like maybe not. After the close on Thursday, Costco, so one of the biggest, well, actually, I guess the biggest name now, um, after FedEx already reported, but it's priced in 23. It's been sliding a bit ahead of earnings, but they do give monthly comps that have been consistently strong. So maybe it's more of like a bounce candidate because the monthly comps have really been solid, especially if it remains under pressure through the end of next week. I guess for Costco, the wild card would be guidance and margins. And I'll see what option pricing looks like closer to Thursday, but even at like 23 points right now, I mean, could leave some room, especially with like this latest drop and the way like the chart is setting up. Seems kind of like an interesting technical spot, and typically it's been pretty consistent when it comes to movement. And then, like I said, FedEx was supposed to report Thursday after the close. They've already released warrants. Stock has gotten destroyed, so they're pricing in 12.5 points right now. But I mean, I just don't think there's going to be much move. Well, maybe there'll be some movement, but I don't think it's going to be a huge mover at this point after the stock has dropped 40 plus. So that one's off the table. And then Friday before the open is nothing scheduled. So that's it. So few big names, few big priced in moves, but probably one of if not the biggest events. Well, probably the biggest event of the week is going to be the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. So outside earnings, but we also could see some unscheduled guidance. It's already starting to pop up, so wouldn't surprise me to see more unscheduled guidance next week. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options in play. Have a great weekend, stay well, and I will talk to you all on Monday.